After 3 parts of building Moodii, there is only one thing left to answer. Did this app actually work? Not whether it has enough features, not whether it's perfect, but would it actually help me understand my mood better? Hey guys, I'm Chandler. On this channel, I build small apps around real problems in my life. This is part 4 of the Moodii build series. If you haven't watched the previous parts, you can go back and watch them first. Those videos show why I built Moodii, what the first version looked like, and what changed after I use it. For this video, I want to judge Moodii like a user, not just like the person who built it. The original goal was simple. I want to log my mood based on situation, look back at my history, understand the pattern, and still keep the app simple. So I'm judging Moodii with these 4 questions. Number 1, can I log easily? Number 2, can I look back easily? Number 3, can I understand my mood patterns? Number 4, is it simple enough to keep using? Before going through the questions, this is what the final Moodii loop looks like. I log how I feel, either by choosing up, calm, or low, or by choosing a feeling directly. Then, I add a simple context like home, work, social, or awareness. When I want to look back, I can use the calendar or search function. And when I want to understand the bigger picture, I can go to trends page, weekly review, or change the date range to focus on a specific period. That's the full loop. Now, I want to go through each question and see if the app works well enough. First, logging. For this part, I think Moodii works. It's fast enough, and it still feels simple. The main moods are only up, calm, and low, so I do not need to think too much before logging. If I want more detail, I can choose a feeling, but it still maps back to one of the 3 moods. The widget and quick actions also help because they make Moodii easier to notice. So, can I log easily? For me, yes. The app doesn't make logging feel heavy. Second, reviewing history. The first version could save entries, but there was no clear place for me to review them. Now, the calendar gives Moodii that place. I can see the month view, check which days have entries, and use a colored donut markers to understand the mood distribution for each day. If I want more detail, I can tap into a day and see what happened. And if I want to find something specific, search helps me get to the entry faster. So this works much better than the first version. The app no longer feels like only a logging screen. It feels more like a mood tracker. So, can I look back easily? For me, yes. Third, understanding patterns. This is the most important part because logging by itself is not the goal. The whole point is to understand something from the logs. Now look at the mood mix visual on the trends page. On the time view, I can see that low mood takes up the longest duration. But when I switch to the count view, low and calm have the same number of entries. So time and count do not always tell the same story. One mood can happen the same number of times, but still take up more of the day. Then, when I look at the weekday patterns, I can see which days usually feel better or worse. For example, if Friday and Saturday are lower, that gives me something to notice later. So, can I understand my mood patterns? For me, the direction is right. The visuals are useful, but this part still needs more data before the pattern becomes really meaningful. Fourth, simplicity. Moodii has more features than the first version, but the main idea is still simple. Log mode, review history, understand pattern. It hasn't become a full self-tracking system yet. That's good. So, is it simple enough to keep using? For me, yes. But I need to be careful. If I keep adding features later, this is the part I need to protect the most. Moodii works for the problem I started with, but it's not perfect. The first weak point is the visuals. They show me the pattern, but they do not explain the pattern for me. The app doesn't tell me why something happens, and it doesn't give advice on what to do next. So, for people who want deeper emotional explanation or guidance, Moodii may still feel too basic. The second big point is that Moodii is built around my own problem. For me, 3 mood levels make sense. For someone else, they might be too simple. So I still need feedback from other people to know whether this app works for them too. So, did Moodii actually solve my problem? For me, yes. It's simple enough to keep using, and it gives me enough visuals to understand my mood better. So, my final verdict is this: Moodii is worth keeping as a small mood tracker. It's not perfect, and I still need feedback from other people to improve it. But for the problem I started with, it works. This wraps up the main build series for Moodii. But if useful feedback comes in, I can still come back and improve it later. For this channel, I'll move on to a new app idea. Moodii is available on the App Store now, link in the description. If you're interested, download it and give it a try. Let me know what feels useful and what still feels weak. That kind of feedback will help me decide whether Moodii needs more updates later. And if you want to follow the next small app build, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Peace.